You think about
How the face of boxing can't go across the street, can't go across the country, can't travel and fly and all that, right? How you gonna be the face of boxing and you can only fight in the United States? Come on, man, don't down him, crown him, man. Devin Haney.
So we got Devin Haney.
Gervonta Davis has finally responded to Bill Haney's call-out in an embarrassing way for both father and son. He not only promised to beat him, but also shared memes from the Ryan Garcia fight and mocked the Haneys, suggesting they must be broke for bragging about small cars.
Coach Calvin, Coach Kenny, Team Tank Davis. I got some good news and I got some bad news. The good news is Devin had bought me another Mercedes. Another one.
This sparked an even more heated exchange on X, formerly Twitter, where Gervonta Davis told them he would be ready in January if they brought a favorable contract. He tweeted, "Broke guys shaming a fighter who sells more than them. Your garage is nothing compared to mine. Bring the contract and let me whoop your bum." Despite Gervonta Davis urging them to bring the contract, the next step in his career remains uncertain, making it unclear how soon or if the fight will happen. His insulting tweet came in response to Bill Haney, who posted a video that went viral mocking Davis and taking shots at his team for how they are treated by the fighter. Haney said, "Coach Calvin, Coach Kenny, Team Gervonta Davis, I've got some good news and I've got some bad news. The good news is Devin bought me another Mercedes, another one. The bad news is the Grinch didn't buy you guys one, but Debo is looking for him and he's on the list. So let's see if in 2026 you can influence your man to be more like him."
Is the Grinch didn't buy you guys one. But Debo is looking for him. And he's on the list. So let's see if 2026 you can't influence your man to be more. Be more.
Although the two fighters compete in different weight classes, Devin Haney is coming off a major win over Brian Norman Jr., while Gervonta Davis is coming off 2 canceled fights due to lawsuits filed against him. Surprisingly, Bill Haney was one of the people who supported Davis while he was dealing with his court cases. Now, in a blink of an eye, he is trolling Davis and his team, highlighting the harsh realities of the fight game. Bill Haney had previously defended Tank in a recent interview with Radio Raheem, where he claimed there was a conspiracy against Gervonta Davis and other black fighters.
So is the Roach rematch canceled, or is it still going to take place later or at a later date, because it's supposed to take place in August?
Right. I haven't heard anything. I'm on point when he called me. When he called me, I'm there.
Right.
I don't get caught up in all the other stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
When he called me and said, "Let's start camp," I'm there. I let everybody else handle their part.
Man, so this Will Calvin.
It's not breaking news. Young black athletes are being charged at an all-time high. I want to see when it's the other race. I want to see the same level of scrutiny. It's not a Gervonta Davis thing. It's not a Bill Haney thing. This is something happening within the fabric of families right now. Families need to come together and make sure their stars are at home, not just on television. Bill Haney added, "I hope and wish Gervonta Davis and his baby mother well. I hope they get whatever they need and that Gervonta returns to being the superstar he is." Sadly, tensions between the two sides have since worsened, though conflict has long existed between them. Not long ago, a dramatic incident occurred when Gervonta Davis and Devin Haney clashed at a nightclub, following Devin Haney's loss to Ryan Garcia.
Got to talk to his probation officer.
The two boxers escalated their feud and came close to a physical altercation outside a nightclub in Las Vegas. Davis and Haney's rivalry dates back several years to a sparring session, but it reignited after Tank took to social media to mock the dream following his upset loss to Ryan Garcia. Since that defeat, Davis and Haney have exchanged heated shots online in recent weeks. However, the latest development pushed their long-simmering feud to a boiling point, nearly turning into a violent confrontation. The 29-year-old took their long-standing rivalry to a personal level by showing up, posing for a photo with Haney's luxury Mercedes-Benz G63, and posting it on social media. A video later surfaced showing Haney discovering the move, after which the two engaged in a furious street confrontation. They were eventually separated by their teams as they exchanged inaudible insults, with bystanders also getting caught up in the heated scene.
In the world that I think that could be Tank. That would be Devin, that would be Shakur, and Tank Davis himself.
You got the last one right. That's the only person that can beat me. Gervonta Davis. That's the only person. Them niggas cannot touch me at all. They all been in the ring with me. They all been in the ring, and I cracked both of them. I cracked both of them.
I feel you. I told you it's a 50-50 fight.
Ain't no 50-50 fight, nigga. How you gonna keep me off and you ain't got no power?
I was also told that Devin got the best of you.
Haney was clearly taking aim at Davis, and the incident has helped set the stage for a potential future showdown as the two look to settle their rivalry in the boxing ring. Footage had already surfaced appearing to show Davis involved in a separate confrontation with Haney. Although Haney is not fully visible in the clip, it is evident that the heated exchange stemmed from the photo Davis posted. Caption, can't stop nothing and we on their side.
But Tank said Ryan is the best fighter he fought. So what is that? What is it about Ryan that made Gervonta feel like he was the best he fought?
I don't know. He shared a ring with him. Maybe he fought all C-level fighters.
He then tweeted, "Tell them how I made you and your team dip out while I'm on your side of town. That guy's a cold fool." Haney responded by confirming it was his car and firing back, "This guy liked my car so much he took a picture next to it. Send him one at the rate of champion motoring."
They came at me wrong the first time they ever came at me, which they said I will fight Devin. And then when he was saying like Devin was his guy, so I'm like, if Devin your guy, y'all gotta pay me now, extra, like, cause I already know what I'm coming over there. You feel me? I gotta get the knockout. If not, y'all gonna give it to him. So that's what made me like, oh yeah, I see what's going on. So now, give me 2 or 4 or 3 Ferraris.
But later phone camera footage appeared to show Davis and Haney outside a club, shouting at one another amidst the commotion outdoors. Regarding Bill Haney's claims about Tank not paying his team well, the boxer has tried addressing the issue severally. Gervonta Davis has decided to address the tensions between himself and Calvin Ford, and why his longtime trainer wasn't with him for the Lamont Roach fight. Gervonta Davis claimed their problems began when Calvin Ford and Kenny Ellis allowed the media to get into their heads.
That he's in is to wake the youth up because they have so much to give, but something and all the distraction is taking them away from it. And if you look at his last interview, he said, "I really want to get away from it. I'm trying to get what I got to get and get away from it." But he don't know that it's more to come from his lessons that's going to change that. You know, boxing is just a vehicle to actually be that voice to speak, and that's why I'm here now. You know what I'm saying? Because
they came to me this year and said I don't pay them as much as other fighters pay their trainers. That was them letting the noise get to their heads, he said. He claimed they abandoned him for the Lamont Roach fight because he refused to increase their pay. According to Davis, he treats Calvin Ford like a father, so he doesn't just pay him during fight time. "I give Calvin money all the time. I take care of his bills, get him cars, houses, and whatever he wants. It's like a father and son relationship."
Just saying, but that's another thing. Calvin is someone that he's like, when I ain't had no pops, Calvin was the person that you feel me, stepped in them shoes. So no matter if he's not my coach, anything like that, he's always gonna be in my life.
And that's why
He also added that Calvin Ford tried to step in for the Roach fight when it was almost over, but he refused since Ford had been absent the entire time. That incident where I yelled at him in the ring was because he wasn't in my camp, and I didn't want him saying anything if he didn't train me, Davis explained. despite Calvin Ford and Kenny Ellis attempting to retract their claims that Tank wasn't paying them. Davis said the damage had already been done, and he was unwilling to continue working with them.
Interviews anymore, because they always take my word and misconstrue it. You know what I'm saying? When we was talking about individuals, we wasn't talking about nobody specific, and we wasn't talking about Tank. Tank's my baby. Tank, Kenny said, out of 100, 2 of them love you. That's one of them that do love you. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing.
Recently, rumors circulated that Calvin Ford, Gervonta Davis's trainer, had not been receiving payment for his work. However, Ford himself refuted these claims in an interview with the Rise podcast, saying, "I'm not going anywhere. I love my job and I love who I work for." His statements contradict reports of a professional split and suggest that Ford remains part of Davis's team. Without addressing financial matters in detail,
Train Tank when I didn't want him to get in trouble and I wanted to make sure we was together. I used to take him to work with me and he'd chill. Everybody know him. Everybody know.
Similarly, other members of Davis's team have dismissed any claims of conflict and have not provided further details regarding the financial relationship between the boxer and his trainer. Kenny Ellis was more direct, openly addressing the rumors. "Stop this narrative about Tank not paying me and Calvin. Every time I worked that corner with Tank, he took care of me, and he's going to continue to take care of me. Tank is family for life," Ellis said.
It's coming from it wasn't no reunited. They never separated. You know,
I guess it's because of Tank's comment, because he was asked if Coach Calvin was in his corner. He said, "We'll see."
right? Because it's nobody's business. But you know, he didn't mean anything by that. You know,
Facts. There you go.
they forever family.
Cause you pulled up with just somebody else. You didn't even pull up with your team. You pulled up with. We ain't see Calvin. Yeah,
Calvin was there.
okay,
Calvin was there.
okay.
I think he came a little late though. I spoke to him.
Y'all
I
good.
spoke- yeah.
All right, because
In Baltimore, we don't count other people's pockets. I don't care if he's a billionaire. I'm not counting his money. But Tank has always taken care of us, and he's going to continue to take care of us. So y'all need to stop that narrative, he added.
Real talk. Will Calvin be with you on this fight? Come on, you saying?
Huh?
Will Calvin be with you on this fight?
I don't know. We gotta see.
While Ellis emphasized that Davis has always paid him for cornering his fights. His comments left some uncertainty about whether Davis has compensated him adequately during fight camps or regular training periods when no bout is scheduled. This controversy comes just months after Gervonta. Davis entered a training camp without Calvin Ford. Despite the team's efforts to keep matters under wraps, it's now evident that underlying issues have existed since the beginning of the year.
He's a grown man, and he has the right to make the grown man decisions that he wants. So let's get that. Put that up. Everybody's snatching something and don't even have a clue. And that's what I was saying about social media. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have a person say it out their mouth, it doesn't mean anything.
What's going on with the Tank? What's going on with Tank? And are we going to see? And when are we going to see him back?
They got a little legal issue. As soon as they get through the courts, they'll set a date, and all we can do is wait. I don't get into that side. You know?
This was the eventual outcome of ongoing silent misunderstandings within his corner that had been building since the Lamont Roach fight.
Y'all don't even know Calvin for CCO. I know Calvin, you know what I mean?
The turmoil began when Calvin Ford chose to step away from Tank and focus on his younger trainees instead. There were multiple reasons for this, and it's fairly well known among boxing fans that Tank doesn't always pay his trainers generously. Although Ford has repeatedly denied these claims, insisting that he and Tank have a father and son relationship, meaning he receives whatever he needs rather than a fixed salary, he eventually grew frustrated with Tank's behavior and withdrew from his corner. The situation was clear. Ford was unhappy with Tank and tried to avoid his training camp. While Tank was not ready to understand or accept the circumstances at that time,
Will Calvin be with you on this fight? Come on, you saying?
Huh?
Will Calvin be with you on this fight?
I don't know. We gotta see.
What do you think about the guys yelling in the back?
there was no outright quarrel, but it was evident that things weren't going smoothly between them. The intense drama on fight night marked the start of a real rift, which eventually led to their split. Gervonta Davis had dismissed Calvin's advice because he felt ignored during the fight buildup.
When I go spend time with my peace, I'm going through things. You know what I'm saying? When he was there, at least I know where he was at. Because it was something that we didn't want to do. It's something that
He felt that Calvin Ford wasn't in a position to give him instructions since he hadn't made the effort to attend his training camp. The tension came to a head in one of the later rounds when Davis was advised to be more cautious by Ford. Davis reportedly shouted, "Calvin, calm down and listen to me," a moment that many in the boxing community viewed as rude.
Let me look at Cal, you gotta calm down and listen to me.
Hey, come on now. We're trying to get out of here. Get out in there more, Cal. There you go. There you go. That's all you have to do. There you go. Stay good. Stay focused. That was a good round. You got me? Turn up now. I want all three of these.
A fan commented, "I pity that man so much. Tank is so disrespectful and rude, and he really can't do much without him." Another tried to see things from Davis's perspective, saying, "If I had someone like Calvin Ford do for me what he did for Tank, I'd be forever grateful, and he'd never lack anything in his life." One fan strongly condemned Davis's behavior, calling him cruel. "Tank is so wicked. I really can't be okay with someone like that. He's ungrateful despite everything Calvin did for him." And then he has the nerve to say Calvin is like a dad to him.
You know what I mean? I was more so, it's something we gotta work on in the corner. Push.
Before their split became public, they claimed that Calvin was only taking a step back and that the training structure remained unchanged. The reporter clarified that this statement was not meant to suggest a breakup or falling out between Ford and Gervonta Davis.
And it's for Coach Calvin Ford. This is Matt from Brunch Boxing.
Oh, man.
Now, we know that Tank has talked in the past about retiring, leaving the game of boxing. As someone that's had Tank since basically he was a pup and you've raised...
They simply wanted to know if the temporary separation had strengthened their bond. Similar to how family members may appreciate each other more at the time apart. Coach Ford replied, "No, he came to see me dead, slow down, and worrying about you because, boom, he knows that I spend time with my amateurs. You know me. Both of y'all know me very well. That's my piece." Even though he wasn't directly training Tank, knowing where he was and that he was still in training provided him with a sense of reassurance.
Tonight,
I like to see Tank to do what he want to do. I said at the last press conference. Y'all got to understand, them guys been doing it since they were little. This might energize them again.
Oh, yeah. In fact, he backstage right now talking about he want a rematch. So.
Mac, no, backstage, you want to go to the...
Hey, Tank, real talk. Will Calvin be with you on this fight?
No, you Tank.
Huh? Will Calvin be with you on this fight?
I don't know. We gotta see. What do you think about the guys yelling in the back?
He acknowledged that being apart from Davis allowed both of them to appreciate their bond. When he returned to the gym, Ford could tell the lightweight champion had missed him, just as he had missed Ford. Meanwhile, fans continue to speculate about the fighter's future. Back in January, Davis said he wanted to undergo therapy and mental health treatment to become a better father. "That's why I don't want to box anymore," Davis told Inside Boxing Live in January.
Like, come back and help too, you know what I mean? So, there's much love to the whole Mayweather.
"I want to do therapy, but I feel like if I do, I might lose the fire inside me. I want to get everything out of me, so I never think about fighting again or even getting angry. I have 2 girls, and I want them to be gentler and more humble."
When you heard the decision?
Nobody like a draw, you know, from a guy that get knockouts and things like that, but it's cool. I feel like if we fight again, I could do more, and I should have did more. I was lost in you can get knocked out like that, so I'd rather take the knee than, you know. But I ain't really know that you can like get disqualified for all that, or like when you start counting, I'm like, what the hell? But I don't know.
It's all about being true to yourself. You just need to be true to yourself. Faking it That's when you know you don't want to do something, but keep doing it, that's wrong. Shortly after, Gervonta Davis entered a training camp for a fight without Calvin Ford. Despite the team's efforts to keep things under wraps, it's now clear that underlying issues have existed since the beginning of the year. Hopefully, we'll see a Devin Haney versus Gervonta Davis matchup in the coming year. For the latest updates on news, events, and moments in the boxing world, subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on notifications to catch content like this. Until next time, peace.